me finish.
Okay, well, I thought I had, but go ahead.
Okay, y'all, let's take turns and let each other finish.
Welcome to Let Me Finish, the podcast where three minds give their unfiltered and sometimes unpopular opinions on all the craziness going on in our lives and in this world. We're your hosts, Jillian,
Janice.
And Michael.
Settle in and let's take a deep dive.
Okay, we are back with a new episode of Let Me Finish. I'm one of your hosts, Janice.
I'm Jillian.
And I'm Michael.
Hey guys, and we just wanted to say sorry for the delay last week. We had a little bit of issue with our our uploads. Whatever, the site was down, so it was like a three-day delay or something. So go and listen to the episode before that, guys. There is a new episode out before this one if you did not listen last week.
Yeah,
so
bonus episode, I guess you can say.
You can call it that. It was mostly about the Olympics. We hadn't, I know, and I feel like everything that's going on this week, just to be fair, is pretty much just still all Olympics. It's all about the Olympic coverage, and we can chat about that for a sec. This week, or do you want to talk about it right now, real quick?
Yeah, let's just go ahead and there's a couple controversial stuff. One being that, not controversial, but
Jordan Childs.
Both the men and the women's basketball team, shout out to them, they both won gold. And unfortunately, it looks like due to a challenge after the fact, another challenge. Unfortunately, Jordan on the women's gymnastics team for the floor routine, she initially was awarded the bronze, but now they've come back and saying, hey, because the challenge that was put forward to give her the points to be able to have that bronze medal, they're now saying that the challenge was submitted too late to count. And so they want to strip her of the bronze and give the previous girl that had it back the bronze.
But to be clear, they have not made a decision on that. I haven't read anything. Everything just says that she could be. Nothing says it's happened.
So from what I can hear, that it's official, but I believe USA is going to challenge the challenge.
E-News has not reported it, so I can't officially confirm that. E-News is usually the first ones to have that kind of stuff.
I mean...
I literally just read it this morning that it was in question, but nothing's confirmed that it's actually been stripped from her at
Okay,
this
so
point.
based on latest reports is that she's been ordered to return her bronze medal to Romanian gymnast after score reversal. So
when did that article come out?
I don't know. This is
Look
just
at
a headline.
It gives you the date.
It's a video,
on a headline, hun. It should. Is it an article?
It's a video. Hold on.
Because that's sad. Because I believe, honestly, like if she podiumed and they went ahead and did the ruling after, like she shouldn't be stripped.
Absolutely.
It says, 2 hours ago, Jordan Childs stripped a bronze medal in 2024 Olympics floor exercise.
Wow.
Crazy.
But I believe that I believe
the U.S. is still going to challenge it.
I think they're going to still challenge it because I'm like,
that's going to haunt
once
her.
you make it on the podium, it should be over unless she
didn't
cheated, and she didn't cheat. It was really,
and those were their actual genuine scores. Like even if she didn't challenge it 60 seconds or 120 seconds or whatever, however much time they have, the legitimate score she won.
Yeah. We just feel it's unfair. She's being punished for a judging error.
Yeah.
And that's not fair. So
yeah,
we'll see
especially
what
after
happens.
they decided it and she podiumed at the Olympics. I do think that's unfair that they're stripping it from her.
Yeah.
Now, for sure. That sucks. But I will say, I know it doesn't change anything, but she does have a gold medal for the
all around.
Not the all around, for the
team all around.
Team all around, not an individual, because I think Simone got the gold for that.
Yeah, she did. I'm sorry, I meant team all around. She
got that. So that's good. So I mean, she left with a gold medal. It's more than most leave with. So,
Absolutely.
but it just sucks that if she has to get back her bronze, or if it's official and she does, it just sucks for her.
Yeah, just imagine being in her position.
She's, by the way, they're all so short. I had no idea she was that short.
Yeah.
I knew Simone was, but I didn't realize Jordan was like only 4'10".
Oh, wow.
Yeah, most
4'10"
gymnasts...
or 4'11". Like, she was standing next to an 11-year-old. They were the same height.
Most gymnasts are short, though. Under 5 feet, mostly.
No, not under 5 feet. No. I don't know. I was just reading something about all their heights and stuff, and Jordan and her were significantly shorter than the rest. Like 5'2", 5'3", 4'8".
Yeah,
That's really
That's
small.
really short. Yeah.
And then I guess Jordan's right behind her. I was like, oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't realize. I guess
Yeah,
because
she does come off as
taller than Simone.
Yeah.
The way she carries herself.
But man, when I saw her next to the child, I was like, oh wow. I saw her at like an interview, and I was just like, oh wow, she's super small.
Yeah.
Like she must have not been wearing no high heels that day.
Yeah.
And then only the other thing I was going to say about the Olympics is congratulations to Gabby Thomas. She won. This is her first Olympics, 3 gold medals. Amazing.
Wow.
First of all, the women, and on the women's side of track and field, absolutely crushed it.
Yes.
Dominating.
The 200, the women's 4x1, 4x4.
Oh yeah, and then her name's Sydney. And she has 2 last names, but she's phenomenal too. She's broke the world record for the 400. I think it's the 100-meter hurdles or something like that. Maybe the 400-meter hurdle. Either way, she's phenomenal. Her name's Sydney. Mm-hmm. She's breaking world records too. So I was like, dang, the women's and it's crazy because I still actually really believe had they not messed up Shelly Ann and Sha'Carri, then she probably would have had a gold medal too. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah. It's great that they're dominating. Mm-hmm. I love that.
Mm-hmm. It's great. And then the last thing I was going to say about the Olympics, I read that Michael Phelps did an interview and he said he was very disappointed in the U.S. male swimming. Yeah. Very disappointed.
In what way?
I didn't hear why. I just saw
he just said that there was only one great performance, and he just feels like they weren't living up to the hype of like American men swimming because we have dominated for so long.
Yeah.
I mean, in part because of him. Let's be honest.
There were a lot of people right next to him, like Lochte, and there's some other guy that was right next to him. But that's what he's saying. There's nobody's really picked up their torches.
Oh yeah. I mean, when it comes to as far as like,
he said it was very mediocre performances.
I guess if you're comparing it to previous, Olympics, okay, yeah, you can give that. But like I said, he was performing in those Olympics that kind of propelled USA. And let's be honest, Michael Phelps is a once in a generational.
There was somebody
talent.
else. Who else used to compete right along? It was like Lochte, and there was this one other guy that was like literally always neck and neck with Michael Phelps. I can't remember.
I can't remember.
But it was somebody else. It was but it was like because the year before Lochte became really popular and was winning, well, behind Michael, there was some other guy. I forget. Maybe he retired. I don't remember, but. Yeah, I was just surprised because I feel like if he's saying it, he knows what it's like and he knows what they're capable of. So he's probably like, y'all just didn't perform.
Mm-hmm. And I wonder how they took it.
And I think they
didn't come back and say you wrong. They swallowed that pill.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the women performed better, but I mean, and I think USA did come up with the most swimming medals. I don't know as far as I think they even walked away with the most golds as well. When it comes specifically
on
with
women's, because the men, I think
I think if he's speaking specifically about the men's, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't see anybody where I'm like, oh, there's so and so, and that's a swimmer. Like if you told me to put a bunch of swimmers in front of me, I couldn't tell you which one was USA or not.
Yeah.
So I think it's one of those things.
The last 3 Olympics, I would have been able to tell you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because
they're not ranking, so they're just not doing very well.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think when you have like a Michael Phelps, you're watching for Michael Phelps, and then you see others, I'm like, oh, okay, other people grab your attention.
Yeah.
And I think because we don't have that just amazing once in a lifetime talent that we're looking at, we don't notice others as well. So you're less likely to watch in the first place. So maybe there's a little bit of that too.
Yeah.
So there.
Yeah, that was pretty much. Did anybody else have anything about the Olympics they wanted to bring up?
Oh yeah, the lady from Brazil, and I'm sorry, Australia, who was performing in breakdancing, had that horrendous how she made the Australian team. I was just like, ma'am, so go and look it up. Her name is Ray Gunn. This woman supposedly has a PhD in breakdancing. Ma'am, wherever you got that PhD from, go ahead and return it.
Probably Trump University.
Probably.
That's Michael.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Well, your degree means nothing.
Yeah. It's not worth the paper it was printed on.
But yeah, so just so y'all know, for context of, for all you don't know, breakdancing is now an Olympic sport.
Yes.
Even though it won't be a part of LA 2028. They already said that that's not going to be an event.
So how many years has breakdancing been a part of the Olympics? They were like, never mind.
Just kidding.
Never mind.
Yeah, supposedly
abort.
Supposedly they're going to try and push it for the Olympics after that. So that's what, 2032? They're whatever.
For what? Leave it alone. I don't even think I don't know.
I enjoyed watching the good ones.
The good ones.
But I just don't think that's the same thing. Like,
I agree.
Dancing and it is a sport, but dancing has always been its own sport, and they have their own events. I don't know.
No,
it's not the same.
I think when it comes to dancing, I think there's athleticism that is associated with that. I don't see any difference between that and doing a floor routine in gymnastics or rhythmic gymnastics when they do it with the ribbons.
There's a difference when it's not just a full routine. That's not all you do.
Right.
Even in rhythmic gymnastics, there's other events and things that are more I don't know. It's not that it's not challenging. Not that you don't have a talent for it. It's just not the same thing. A sport is like a specific skill. I don't know.
That is a specific skill. It's that
an
or
art.
Synchronized.
It's an art.
Okay, then I wouldn't
say painting should be an Olympic sport,
but I don't think that's a creative skill, not necessarily an athletic skill.
Okay, but I think that is a creative. It's a creative skill that couples with athleticism.
Okay, then in that case, rhythmic or was it synchronized swimming? Should they be not
No, that
included?
is complete. You're swimming the entire time,
and you're doing a lot of physically.
Again, whatever it is, I just don't feel like it should be an Olympic sport. That's just how I feel.
Okay,
fair enough.
And I disagree. So there you go.
I loved.
I don't think there's a place in the Olympics for it, but I do think there is competitions that should be at that same level.
The people who were doing it, the ones that I saw last night, were really talented. I mean, really, really talented. It was so fun to watch. I mean, blown away, the athleticism and what they could do with their bodies.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I can't take it away. It's not, of course, it's an amazing talent.
I'm with you, though.
But I don't think you know, so you think you can dance. I think those athletes are amazing. Ballroom dancers, amazing. But are they in Olympic events? I don't know.
I'm with you.
When it comes to
because ballroom dancing is not an Olympic event. How is ballroom dancing not an Olympic event, but breakdancing is?
I think the style and what they do in breakdancing.
How is contemporary not then? The physical things that contemporary dancers do.
Yeah,
way more athletic.
Then in that case, then ballet should be. I just feel like sometimes,
but that's my whole point. We're entering a whole genre of dance.
Yeah,
depending on what subgenre of it is. Why do you include breakdancing but not all the others?
I guess when I look at breakdancing, I feel dancing because I've done dancing before. It does take a physical toll on you, and you have to.
I feel like of all the dancings, breakdancing probably takes the least amount of actual trained skill, as opposed to contemporary and ballroom. And yes,
no, I don't think so. That's definitely a skill you have to
practice it. Yes, but they teach contemporary. They teach, arm placement, neck placement, movement, letting go of the body at a certain point. Like they don't teach that with breakdancing. That is all it's mostly feeling.
Okay, since I'm not an expert when it comes to breakdancing, I'm not gonna fully sign on to that, to saying that this is not a skill that is learned, or they can train in. I don't agree with that. I think it definitely.
I think they can train it. I don't think it's a classroom training per se, as opposed to the other forms of dance like ballroom, ballet. Like those are very specific techniques you're using to even be able to start the foundation of starting it, which I guess breakdancing does too. So I don't know. Like I said, it's dance. Yeah. Whatever subgenre of dance it is. If all dance is not included, I don't understand why that is.
It won't be here in 4 years, so we'll just move on from there.
I do want to say Jamaica's been killing it. Jamaica has been like really representing.
I talked to mommy and they're just like, Jamaica's not the happiest because we're just like, okay, I feel like they're not killing it as they usually do.
Because of track and all the dropouts.
Yeah, it's just
and then the 100 meter they lost. by not even a whole second.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So it's hard because
That was photo
the
finish.
standard, as far as what we're used to, I can
higher.
say we haven't reached that.
Okay. That's fair.
I don't think we even walked away with a gold medal this year.
What do you mean?
I'll have to look it up, but I don't think Jamaica walked away with a gold medal.
Oh.
No?
Last time I
I could
checked,
have
but
sworn that one of the track ones, there was a female that did. Maybe
I
I'm
think for shot put or something like that, but that's like actual
Wait.
track and field. I don't think so.
Huh. Maybe I'm wrong, but
Maybe. I mean, there's so many other
I
events
know,
that
I
I don't
can't
pay
even keep
attention
track
to.
to- I
I
can't
mean, there's so many more outside of 100, 400, and 200. And I think people just focus on that. But I'm sure
Yeah.
we walked away with at least one. Maybe.
yeah.
Who knows?
All I know is that they've been, performing very well.
Yeah.
But, if you say in comparison to other years, no.
Yeah, compared to other years, you also had like a powerhouse of like runners, especially from the women's side, and then Usain Bolt as well, who's no longer running.
okay,
So we lost a lot of great athletes, and this is Shelly Ann's last
Olympics.
Elaine, who was the reigning Jamaican 100-meter champion or whatever for the Olympics.
Okay.
She got injured before the Olympics. She didn't even make it there.
Okay, so here's the final
Devastating.
count.
Shelly Ann dropped out a couple.
So Jamaica had 1 gold, 3 silvers, and 2 bronzes for a total of 6.
Okay.
And let's see, the gold medal was for discus throwing.
Oh. Okay.
Men's 100, we got the silver.
Silver.
Men's long jump, we got a silver. Men's triple jump, we got a silver. Men's 110-meter hurdles, we got bronze. And men's shot put, we also got bronze.
Yeah. So
And there you go.
Not that great.
That's not
that great.
That's
okay,
not
though.
what we're used to.
Sure,
So
that's fair.
It's fallen short, but hey, we walked away with something.
Well, shoot, what's her name? Clayton from St. Lucia. That was her first gold medal ever.
That's right. I saw that.
that was
ever.
in St. Lucia's first gold medal.
First
period.
gold medal ever
That's
in the
so
Olympics.
cool.
That
Games.
country, yeah. So
Pakistan won the first gold medal ever.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And what?
In men's wrestling.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think I saw something like that.
Iran has been doing very well in men's wrestling. They have
okay.
3 gold medals, I believe, and then in Taekwondo, a gold medal for men's Taekwondo. Iran.
Okay, Iran actually walked away with 12. Let's see.
Oh, 12?
12 total.
medals.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So, and it is in wrestling and Taekwondo are the 2 events they took home medals in. They took home
Gold.
1 gold in Taekwondo, 2 silvers, and a bronze. And then in wrestling, they took 2 golds, 4 silvers, and 2 bronzes.
That's
So,
awesome.
Yeah.
I'm proud. I
So
love that.
that's amazing. So one of the things I was seeing that Australia was complaining about the way the medal counts were done, but I'm like, you're like number 4 or 5. I don't.
Yeah.
They were just
no matter
tripping.
how you count it,
Yeah.
you're still not up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was confused by that whole argument. I was like, why are y'all even talking about that?
They being Peppermint Petty.
Like, it's only making. Okay, let's change
think-
it up. You're number 4. Oh, let's change it up again. You're number 5. Which one do you want to be?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It was weird. So I was like, I would think it would be because they were like neck and neck, but they weren't. So I was like, that's weird.
Yeah.
One of the Taekwondo guy has the same last name as me, Salimi. We have the same last name.
Oh, cool.
So we're probably related.
That's what I was like. Is that your cousin?
Might very well be.
Salimi, wait a minute. I thought your last name was Salman
It is Salimi Tari, but Salimi is actually the original form. Tari was added because that's where they're from. It's a village called Tar, so it's like Salimi of Tar. Like, in the medieval days, they would
yeah,
say
yeah.
so and so of Greenwich or something.
Right.
So they added the of Tar. Tar-E to Salimi. Salimi is the actual last name, but nobody knows that. On Instagram,
It's Salami.
Salimi, yeah.
Salimi.
Salimi.
Oh.
But the Tari was added.
See, I learned something new. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have the same last name. We're probably related.
Yeah, it's a cousin.
So yeah, I have an Olympic.
My cousin. See, that's how I was growing up, like, especially with Americans, because they didn't know.
Yeah, they
They're
didn't know.
Jamaican.
If they
We're
were
related.
Jamaican, I'd be like, that's my cousin. Didn't I tell y'all Shaggy was my cousin?
You
for a
sure
while?
did. I
Sean Paul.
Sean Paul.
That's my cousin. That's him. We related, honey. And the way our family is, shit, you never know.
Did you hear that woman who was saying that Kamala Harris? She's like, I always thought she was just Indian. I didn't even know she was black. In fact, she's Jamaican. She's not even
I
black.
was like, you're talking about the woman? Oh,
Jamaican.
Or we're talking about Trump.
No, I know. It sounds like it. There's a woman who's a Trump supporter.
She's not black. She's Jamaican.
She said, quote, she's not black. She's Jamaican.
You're such an idiot.
Oh my God.
And that's and those are the kind of people like you don't even want to respond to.
You
So like
can't respond
you're not
to
even
them.
smart enough to know that Jamaicans are black. So why would I even waste my breath arguing with you? Obviously you're not very bright.
No, she's not bright.
So I'm like, why would I even waste my breath? We're not even on the same level.
But the whole thing is she's insulting her, saying she's playing up the black card.
But that's my whole point.
And you
And
can't
that's what I'm
make
saying.
it
I don't even want to get upset with you because you're obviously too ignorant to even know
Yeah, you can't have a conversation
color
with someone
versus
like that.
versus country. You don't even know that.
That's embarrassing.
So why am I talking to you? Sit down. Take
Sit
several
down.
seats.
Yeah, have so many
Several.
seats. Yeah.
I don't want to do it.
Don't
with you
even enter
anymore.
this chat
Yeah.
because you're not qualified.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just to let you know, when it comes to Jamaica, our motto on the seal is out of many, one people. So many different races come from Jamaica.
Sure.
And we're all Jamaicans. So
Sure.
Yeah, we have we
Yes.
have like a whole Asian
Yeah.
Asian
Right, right.
Asian in our family.
yeah.
Right. I believe it.
You know what I mean? So it's crazy.
Yeah. So please understand that when you look at somebody, Jamaica's coming in many different shapes, sizes.
Of course.
Please don't think you can know if someone's Jamaican or not based on what they look like.
Of course.
I know. Yeah, people are like, you're Jamaican? Mm-hmm. And then random people are like, you look Jamaican. Like, do I? Okay.
I don't know. What do you think a Jamaican looks like?
I don't know. I don't know what it looks like, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm like, they all look so different. So
Yeah.
we all look
Yeah.
different. So I'm like, what is that to you?
Yeah.
I don't
It's
know.
geography and culture. And when it comes to geography, I was born there. Culture, that's 100% my culture. But we all don't look the same. So,
Yeah, of course. We should tell that
There's
to the lady.
no, black people are the majority. But there's others too.
Yeah.
You'll be surprised. Anyway, so I know one of the things we wanted to talk about today, which I don't think our weeks are pretty
Yeah.
set in stone.
Yeah. I had to
We'll probably bring up some more stuff. I have some stuff to bring up maybe next week, but
Yeah, pretty chill week. My House of Dragon had their season finale, which I was really excited about. I loved it. Some people were like hating and saying, oh, I don't like it, didn't have enough action. I personally loved it because I got to sit with a lot of characters and get to know them better to the lead up for season 3, which I think is going to be really good. So I'm excited. It'll be 2 years, but
Oh.
before I see season 3.
that's how they did Bridgerton. I'm like,
Yeah. I don't think they start.
Shoot.
I don't start filming until 2025. So yeah, I probably won't see it until 2026. So, but it's still good. I liked it.
Well, good. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
yeah, but that was it for our weeks. I don't really have anything.
I didn't have a show that I was dedicated to that I was
Yeah,
watching.
I'm waiting. I'll let you guys know when Love Island the reunion comes up. Then I'll have something to say.
Yeah.
But we wanted to play just a quick little one-off game. And it was Jillian's idea. She's like, so what vacation would we take if money was not an object? Okay. I mean, Jillian, look at her eyes are lit up. Like,
Okay.
oh, I know what I'm going to say.
Okay, so this is one day. If money wasn't an object, this is my dream vacation. Several cruise lines have an around the world cruise where you go to all the continents. And I think I would want to do that. I think it takes like 6 months to complete the journey.
Wow.
So the way I believe I've seen this for Royal Caribbean has their own version of it, and you can hop on and hop off. So you would do things like you would do things throughout Africa, Asia, Europe, North America, South America, and you can hop on and hop off. So you can, I believe each leg is like 6 to 8 weeks, I believe. And so if you want to do this 6 weeks, hop off and then come back and do another 6 weeks, or just stay on the ship the entire time you can. I think I would love. Now it's like easily $50,000-$60,000.
All right, mine's way different. I thought you said money's no object. I feel like we can do that now if we wanted to.
No, this around the trip. If I wanted to take all the legs, it's easily $50,000-$60,000 vacation.
Okay, that's
It's expensive.
Yeah, payment plans. Or...
Yeah, shoot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If
I mean, 50 a payment plan, I'll do that. I get a trip of my lifetime.
yeah.
Okay, so I was...
And it does take 6 months to complete. So that's 6 months that you...
I was thinking you were talking more like money, no object. So I would like more so do like a Kardashian style trip, like rent an island.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. This is my dream.
Yeah, okay.
As
so,
far as what I would do, as far as money to object I can go.
I mean, it would be private jets. Like, I mean, I want my whole family to go. I want all of our family to go. Mm-hmm. And then obviously I would pay because money's no object for me.
So private jet, okay.
So private jet.
I'm on there. I love
so
this.
we're all gonna get on this private jet. We're gonna stay on an island for at least a week, and we'll have different excursions and plan for each day. You can opt to go or stay, but their excursions will be planned ahead of time.
So where is this private island? Is it in the Caribbean?
Definitely
is it
Caribbean.
In the Pacific? So like Fiji.
Where is Fiji?
In the Pacific.
In the Pacific. Okay, somewhere close to Fiji. I want like those bungalow styles.
Okay, that's like Fiji.
But like
Bora
the ones,
Bora.
the really, really nice ones that are like, so where, you know how like they have that aisle and it's a whole bunch of different bungalows on it? Like that would be our whole family suite. So maybe not even the whole island, just a big section of it.
Yeah.
And then I want like full on plumbing. So I don't know what they can do. But I need full on plumbing in those rooms. Full on.
Indoor plumbing, okay.
Shower, toilet, all of that. I need that. I need butler service.
Okay.
Okay. And yacht day.
Ooh, okay.
Yacht day. Yep.
To just chill on the yacht and do whatever
Girl,
you want.
just
Play
do
your
it. And
music.
then every night we would have a different type of fancy dinner. Like
private chef.
Private chef themed dinner.
Yes.
So you'll know exactly what kind of food you're going to eat that night. Indian, Chinese, Hawaiian.
Okay.
I like that
Fabulous.
vacation.
That's why I tell you, if I was rich, I would be so good at it. I'd be so good.
No,
at
that's
it.
a good vacation. I like that.
Yeah.
And I'll be coming along for the ride. So
And then the private jet. Well, even though I don't know if I would do the private jet. Maybe business.
Janice, just money's no object. Go ahead and
Only reason why I'm saying
Spring
that
for the
because
private.
but the private jet, aren't they small?
get you a G5. Don't worry about that.
Oh, money's no object.
Money's
You're right.
no object. G5?
I want to make sure. I want to have like business class style to where you can like close your area and lay down.
Oh yeah, that's.
And Michael, you can come too. You're probably.
Okay, good.
Michael's looking at me like, you going on this big ass trip?
That
and I'm just
sounds
gonna
really
be at the house."
nice. That sounds really, really nice.
If only Jesus, please.
Yeah.
I
well,
wouldn't. If I become rich, oh my God, y'all. I told my job,
I have a feeling
look,
I'd spend all the money.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm gonna be like, who y'all? New number, who this? Because when I
my
tell
gosh.
you, I would not even give them a 1 day notice.
The other day, I just gasped. I was like at work, and my friend sent me a text, and I gasped, and everyone was like, "What is it?" And then I was, but like Lincoln was like, "Did you just win the lottery?" He's like, "Girl, bye." You know, if I won the lottery, I'd be like, "Grab your shit, let's go." I wouldn't gasp. I'd be like whispering to her, "Grab your shit, let's go. We about to get up out of here.
Yeah.
Shh, don't tell nobody.
Don't. I want no commotion.
Yeah, I will be.
Nobody needs to know I won.
in the middle of the night, gone. Oh my gosh.
Where's Janice?
I don't know. She disappeared.
Janice has been gone for 20 years. Anyway.
You think she's coming back? I'm like, I don't think she's coming back.
Nah.
Hell
Especially when you
no.
see that announcement who won that lottery.
Oh, she ain't coming
That's,
back.
that's
she
my
ain't
notice right
coming
there. When
back.
you see me with my big check, that's my notice. Thank
Yeah.
you. Have a nice day.
Get on the microphone. I just want to tell my job. Fuck that job. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Let's be honest. Nobody.
Kind of.
Who would want to work it after if you had like unlimited
$1
funds?
billion.
That's the whole point of work is to earn funds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not
Money
doing
was-
it for just shits and gigs.
Yeah. No, I like my job, but it's not my passion. It's not something that if I wouldn't do it for free. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
If I wasn't earning a paycheck and paying if these bills were paid, I wouldn't be at that job.
Yeah.
So I think
understand.
most people are like that.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Well, you work to live. You don't live to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Thank you.
Go ahead, Michael.
My place would be Mykonos.
Ooh.
Yeah. I-
Greece. So
Yeah.
your ultimate Greece vacation. Spell it out for me.
So I got this idea from watching Lindsay Lohan's reality TV show.
Okay.
Beach club or
Yeah,
something?
she owns a. Well, she isn't anymore. It's
She
shut
did.
down. She owned a resort.
It looked fabulous.
It was really fabulous, and it was just about, it was like a Vanderpump Rules. It was just like the people who work there and the guests that they see.
Look at you talking about Vanderpump Rules.
I know. I made that reference. I made that correlation. But I've never actually watched it. But from what I understand, it's a lot like that show. Anyway, so seeing Mykonos was like out of this world. I mean, I thought to myself, this is where they go to work. I mean, I would work in Mykonos if it meant just getting to spend time there and having off days.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mykonos, anywhere in Greece. Greece is just like, to me, I mean, ancient Greece.
Yeah.
I mean, the history.
That's like ultimate, Greece. Like,
Yeah.
I always but like Greek mythology, I love, so interested in that and all that. So yeah, it would be amazing.
That would be
Yeah.
amazing,
That's like one of my dream places to visit. I mean, it's Greece, Italy.
Yeah. For sure.
I want to go to the Colosseum one day. I would
just
love to go to
wanna-
Fiji, Bora Bora.
Yeah. I think there's like certain museums I would have loved to go to.
Vatican.
Yeah.
Yeah, go to the Vatican, go to
Cathedrals.
Rome, the British Museum.
Italy in general, I would just like
Yeah.
to see
I think,
all of the city. Oh my God, it's so
going to
beautiful.
Pompeii and
Rome.
seeing all of that, and
Yes.
yeah,
Pompeii.
yeah,
So sad.
yeah. Also, another, as far as like dream vacation, I do want to go and do it. Now this is glamping, doing like an African safari, but like super bougie and shit, and just to see those animals in their natural habitat. I was just like,
That's not what you need to be. You don't need to be in their natural habitat because they might mistake you for a natural meal.
Yeah.
I would still love to see the elephants and the
That's
cheetahs
that's
and
their
the
shit.
lions
Leave them
and the
alone.
giraffes.
Go to Disneyland. You'll see
Yeah,
all
leave
that
them
shit.
alone.
No, I want
Let them live their thing. Do their thing.
I want to go to Kenya and just like, oh my gosh, yes.
Can you imagine if animals just rolling up on us and just looking at us through our houses and be like, I just want to see how they live?
Have you seen the Lost World Jurassic Park?
Yeah.
Come to San Diego.
I would. Oh my god, yes.
That's like, I would never explore the ocean. That's their shit.
Yeah,
Leave
that's
that
their
shit alone.
Yeah.
yeah.
That is just, I want to know what's going on in the deep, deep ocean. Why?
It's none of your
So you
business.
can
Why?
die?
It's none of your business.
If you're meant to be there, you would have been born with gills.
Or why did I
Yeah.
see something talk about they put this thing camera on a shark and he saw a mermaid. It was a mermaid.
What?
Yeah. I was like, I mean, that's definitely Photoshop, but it'd be so cool.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
If there were
Even
real.
though I really think that mermaids would be a lot like, there was some movie and it was like the way the mermaids looked. I was like, oh, they're scary. I think it was like
Yeah,
the
if they-
real Peter Pan or something.
yeah, if they're in the deep
'Cause
ocean,
they're like-
yeah, they're scary.
Yeah, they're like, it's like almost like a fish head.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a fish head with like a human looking. Yeah, weird.
It's not pretty.
It probably wouldn't be pretty like Ariel. Yeah.
No.
Like what an actual mermaid would be like probably terrifying.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't have boobs.
Yeah. Doesn't Ariel she lives in a tropical place, so.
In Jamaica, man.
Oh yeah, because
Sebastian Jamaican.
He does have a Caribbean accent.
He said, somebody got to nail that girl spins to the floor.
Oh my goodness.
Anyways, okay, so guys, we're gonna take a quick break, and we're gonna come back, and we're gonna be talking about reality TV. Y'all know I love reality in general. Really, what is real? How much do people fake the funk? Right. We're gonna come back and talk about that right after this. Okay, so we're back. Took a nice little break there. Okay, so we're coming back. So yeah, so we're talking about reality TV, reality, like social media, what is real, right? Because I feel like there's always a parts of it that are just not real.
Yeah.
I mean, it's TV. It's here for our entertainment. So how much of it is really real? And even in social media standpoint, us as regular people, like what we show to the world is not always real. We've covered it before, but wanted to dive a little deeper about the TV shows and reality TV shows, whether it be, celebrities living their life, normal people living their life, competition shows.
Yeah.
Dating shows, all of that is different types of reality, which are probably not even really their reality.
Yeah.
Even this one show, Love After Lockup, like even just like the reality of that, I'm like, how much of that is real?
Yeah.
Because I mean, some of it's got to be real because I mean, you are dating somebody who just got out of prison, but again, how much of this would you really have put up with had you not been on a show?
True.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
maybe you would have ran faster. If there wasn't production crew around you, and you're like, I'm relatively safe.
Or 90 Day Fiance and that whole process. Yeah. So
I would love to be on 90 Days.
So we've discussed this before.
Hey guys, I'd love to be on that show.
You guys know that I'm not a big fan of reality TV shows.
I am.
What?
Oh my God, that's brand new information.
So we all know, because I personally feel that the majority of it is fake. Maybe bits and pieces may be real, but I feel like the majority of it
I think
is
it's
fake.
exaggerated for sure, but
Depends on the show.
it depends on the show. Like I do think Love Island is a good example. I don't think there's much. I mean, I do think they go on there trying to act a certain way, and I think that's the really good part about Love Island is that because it's like the way they have the villa and the house set up is like kind of, I guess, like Big Brother, where it's like literally cameras every single place. So there's like nowhere you can really go and say, oh, I'm not filming.
Yeah.
And then and then to go that long in the house, completely faking everything, it's harder. And I think that's why eventually towards the end of the show, you get to know more about the people. And then that's when you can be like, oh, you were being fake at this point.
Yeah.
And now you're being yourself because you've been here 2 months.
Yeah, I feel like the only other reality TV show that's like that is Big Brother, because they actually they have cameras and they have live feeds that people can go in and look at their live feeds.
Oh wow.
24/7.
Same thing with Love Island. It's like literally the same day you're watching it is the same day it's being recorded, with the exception of like USA, which is Fiji. I think it's like a 24-hour delay. But the ones that are in America, like in UK, like those people were watching it live.
Wow.
This is like a live stream of people. I think it's like an hour delay I think they had so they could make any edits or whatever they needed to, but it's like an immediate process.
Yeah.
So there's not much they can fake.
Yeah.
At least not long term.
Yeah. And I think initially when they come in and do it, they may put up a front, but it is something that it's very hard to fake something over a long period of
24
time.
hours a day, because even like the bedrooms and stuff, you're being recorded.
Right.
You know,
No
so
privacy.
when you're getting ready in the morning, you're being recorded. When you're brushing your teeth or showering, you're being recorded. I mean,
Maybe not showering, but
Yeah.
well, no, you are, because it's just like it's covered, but you can see the top of their heads when they're in there showering.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, like I think the only place they for sure have privacy is the actual toilet.
And even then.
Right?
They probably still have their
Sometimes
mic on.
They have their mics on, and when people have tried to sneak in there to go and have those conversations, they pick up on it.
Oh.
So I'm just like, yeah. So I think shows like that are a little harder because if you're in there for 2 months, it's just hard to be fake for that
Yeah.
long and not have some of your personality slip out, which is, why some people start to hate certain people. But anyway, but we were talking about it because all of this came up because of the Kardashians, Jillian's favorite subject that she loves to talk on, but she knows nothing about them. So
they're so fake.
but she literally watches nothing about them. She just listens to headlines about them, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So
But
whatever
they-
the headline's saying is what Jillian believes they are.
But yeah, people be doing their deep dives. I'm just like, wait a minute. And I do see certain clips that I see. I may not watch every single episode, but I know the viral moments.
Right. But those viral moments are very much done for a reaction too.
I guess when it comes to the Kardashians, we all know that they're incredibly fake. Like the other day, she was.
Do we all know
Yes,
that?
Denise, we all know that because this is the same show where the other day where Kendall and Kylie were having a conversation and she was trying to convince, why are people so mean to me about, I guess people were criticizing her look.
Yeah.
While she was looking so much older, and people were like, only thing I did was mind you, she had made it seem like I didn't get anything done.
No.
All she did was overline her lips and have those lip kits.
She always admitted to her.
No, she didn't.
She
Stop
always
playing.
admitted to when she started getting.
Okay.
But that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
You're going off of what you think you know, but you
Okay.
really don't watch or
And
know the show.
And then in this scene, when she's talking to her sister, she goes, only thing I've done is get fillers and I'm dissolving them. Ma'am, stop lying. You know you've had more than just lip fillers in your... Even now, when you're trying to get sympathy from people, you can't admit that you've had other
Jillian.
plastic surgery. The thing is, I think I would have more sympathy if they were real. Just say, hey, I've had X, Y, and Z procedure done.
What?
Because of X, Y, and Z.
Why
don't lie about it?
Well, why does she have to come and tell you everything she's done? Why?
Because she's made it up for public. She made her life up for
didn't.
She didn't.
She is up for public consumption, but she doesn't have to reveal every single thing that she does. That's
how she makes her money. Is up for that.
And she's still making the money.
The thing is that it's one thing. You don't have to tell me every single thing you've done, but don't say this is the only thing I've done. I haven't done anything else when I know it's a lie. I guess what I'm saying. Either don't talk about it at all.
I think what people don't need to understand,
or when you do discuss it, don't lie about it.
Just because you have something done doesn't mean it was a surgical procedure. There's a difference.
Janice.
Yes?
She's lying. For a fact, she's had at least a nose job.
She said that.
She literally in the scene. Only thing I've ever done is my lips, and I'm dissolving them now, ma'am. No,
I think she said she had fillers
in her lips
throughout her whole face.
Does she get
throughout her whole face?
Does she get a butt job?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
They still don't admit that.
None of them do. But here's the thing again. None of them do about their bodies. Their bodies. Theirs.
Yeah. True.
Okay? So it's
Here's
not...
the thing.
Well, hold on. Let me finish. Hold on.
Okay.
Let me hit the show title for you, honey. Because you've been talking.
Okay.
But you got to be able to listen sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, I feel like it's just such a... It's reality TV. The reality is you're watching me and my life. But the reality is that I don't have to expose every single part of my life to you. That's not what I'm doing. And I don't think that any reality TV star has to do that. You can say they're lying all you want, but what she was talking about, which is what I feel like you missed completely, is how judgmental there are about her and her face. And it's just like a constant criticism. And she is a human. And so, yes, somebody coming down on her all the time, talking about how horrible she looks, that has to get to anybody, celebrity or not. You're literally coming for me at all times with how I look, which is probably a good reason, since the girl's been on TV since she was 10 years old, why she is constantly changing things that how she looks, because she doesn't want to be criticized or continuously criticized. But it doesn't change, because it doesn't really matter when you're in the spotlight, whether you're natural, you're fake, you lie about it, you tell the truth. Somebody's always got something to say. Always. And it's always negative. That's my take on it. So as far as how somebody looks, maybe that's on you. That has nothing to do with me. However you want to look is however you want to look. Now, parents can decide what they want their kids to look at and what they want their kids to be influenced by, but she should be able to live her life just like you think Britney Spears should be able to live her life however she wants. Why is Kylie Kardashian not given that, or Kylie Jenner given that same right? Given that same perspective for you?
Okay, here's my thing when it comes to the Kardashians in general, is that if they were doing this... and they wanted to keep it a secret.
We're not talking about the Kardashians in general. We were talking about that particular situation.
I'm just saying, when you're talking about being fake, how can you... Because I think what they're doing when it comes to their beauty and their looks, they're selling a product. And that's the part...
So?
I think it's false advertising, where they're telling you, hey, I got this flat tummy, not telling us they've had a tummy tuck or liposuction, but I got it using this tummy tea.
The Kardashians are celebrity, Jillian, because what celebrity admits their tummy tucks?
Hold on. But I'm just saying, hey, if you want to get...
Why do you have a different level of standard for them?
What I'm saying is, you can't say, hey, knowing damn well that's not how you got the results is with that tea. You're selling this product saying, hey, this is how I got the results, and that's a lie. That's not how you got the results.
What celebrity doesn't do that? Oh, you think Halle Berry's body been banging her whole life and Beyonce's been banging because they just work out?
Let's be honest, but that's not what Halle Berry and Beyonce is selling. Beyonce is selling her music
and her body,
She's selling her music. We go there.
And
so
her
when you go, Janice,
come on now,
Janice, you're going there. When you go to her concert,
she has the same body type as them.
when you go to the concert, yes, I've questioned. I think she's had work done, but when she,
But why is it okay for her not to?
because
she doesn't have to admit her work.
She's not selling the fat ass with whatever.
Kylie's not
fake
selling that. She's selling cosmetics.
Exactly, because
She's not selling butt lifters or workout gear.
But what she's selling is when she sells those lip kits, like mine's like whatever. When she's selling those lip kits, she goes, "Hey, if you want to get lips that look like mine, use my lip kit." Knowing damn well, hey,
no,
instead of
that's
saying,
not what she's
hey,
saying.
if you want to get lips like mine,
That's
this
not
is
what
my
she's
this
saying.
is my plastic surgery. I got this X and Y
No.
lip filler. No, she's telling you, hey, if you want to look like me, come get this. And that's not
I
how
don't
she
remember
got that
any
look.
of her advertisements saying, if you want to have my lips, do this lip
Ma'am,
kit. I don't
Janice,
remember that being the case. Her lips were a big subject and a topic, and she capitalized on that subject and topic by making a lip kit, Jillian. That's what happened.
Janice,
the girl never said, I never did anything to my lips. I just overlined them.
Here's the difference. When Halle Berry, she's a talent she's an actress. She goes out there and she acts in movies. That's how she makes her money.
So you have a problem with how they make their money.
Beyonce's a singer. She makes her money selling records and going on tour.
Because
that's how she makes her money. If Beyonce,
that has nothing to do with
Beyonce
this.
What
does that have to do with anything?
If Beyonce was Milli Vanilli and was lip syncing, okay, that's a lie. You're not really singing those songs. I'll give you that. Or if Halle Berry, if it wasn't really Halle Berry, it was AI that was really acting in those scenes, I'll give you that. You're faking the funk. But what they're selling,
all celebrities fake the funk. None of them look the way they look.
I understand when they're
Nobody does.
But they're not. That's exactly
what they're advertising.
What are the Kardashians selling? What are they giving to the people who come to them? That's what they're selling.
What they're selling is their lifestyle. That's it. However your lifestyle is, however you interpret it to be.
Janice, how
they don't sell nothing. You know that.
But the thing is that what they're selling you is not how they got their lifestyle.
That you don't feel that they earned their money because they don't have a talent.
I don't care how you do it. At the end of the day,
you do.
No,
you do.
And at the end of the day, what happens is that this lifestyle they're selling you, they're not giving you the real up and up as far as how they got that lifestyle.
We know how they got it, Jillian.
Okay, well then, in that case, then
we all know how they got it.
Okay, fine.
We know. You think you're the only one that peeped it?
Okay, and so when people call you out on it, you can't be like, well, you're being mean to me.
Jillian, okay, literally talking about somebody should die because of the way
that.
Did you listen to her when she said they were saying that it was death, saying that she should die? That's why she was so upset. Like, I get constant death threats and saying I should be dead. You don't listen to that part. That's why I'm like, that whole entire scene for me was more humanizing for them, because I'm sure that they have those moments. Just because you're rich doesn't mean you don't have problems.
Okay,
I feel a certain type of way about your self-esteem or the way you look. That doesn't completely evaporate because you have money.
I don't have sympathy. I just don't have it in to have sympathy for them. Because, like I said, if you were ever really honest, 100% honest, I may be able to.
100% honest. Who are they supposed to be 100% honest with you?
Let's say 50% honest. Because everything
with how they got their looks.
If they were at least over 50% honest, maybe I would have 50% more sympathy.
Anybody who has work done, regardless if you're a celebrity or a normal citizen, you think they have an obligation to tell you about all their cosmetic procedures?
No, I don't.
So why do you feel like Kylie does?
Then keep all that shit to yourself.
Keep what to herself?
Keep all of it to yourself.
Keep what to herself?
Michael, what do you think?
So because she shouldn't sell makeup because she's got cosmetic procedures?
Michael, what do you think?
I mean, I was asking a question. Clearly, you can't answer it because you know that's bullshit.
Janice, it was one thing to sell those lip kits, but it'd be like, hey, on top of these fillers that I got, or did you say, hey?
Why does she have to say on top of the fillers? What celebrity who sells lips goes and says, hey, guys, I also have lip fillers? They don't. They do not, Jillian.
But the whole point of why she's selling those lip fillers is because people want to get that look, and she's lying how she got the look.
Because that's the first how she did it. Before, when she was 14, 15, that's what she did. You can tell when she was okay.
No.
Well, it's like Abercrombie when we were in middle school, high school, and they were selling an image. Abercrombie, when you would walk into the store, the kids are not in the models. They're not even wearing Abercrombie. They're naked. And so you're selling an illusion
Yeah.
And so
I think that's just the world. I don't think that's the Kardashians.
no,
though.
I don't think it's the Kardashians at all. I think that's what I'm trying to say is more that is just how marketing is made. Like
exactly.
You buy these
Society.
clothes, you'll look like these naked people who
You'll
are not
feel
wearing
this
clothes.
way. You'll feel
this way.
sexy. You'll
the
feel
mannequins
X,
have
Y, and
six
Z.
packs.
Right.
Obviously, it's a lie.
Right.
Just because you're wearing this don't mean you're gonna look that good in the outfit.
Right.
But
Yeah,
yes,
yes,
you sell the top
an
image
illusion.
possible. That's
Yeah.
what you do. It's marketing. It's advertising. And I don't think because this woman has decided to do something with her face, her body, that most celebrities do. Why she has to be held to a completely different standard, especially at like 14, 15, which is when the standard started for her.
Janice, what I'm saying is that her getting the cosmetic procedures is not the problem.
She should just be honest about it and tell everybody
exactly
what she's done.
Either say nothing or you tell the truth. This halfway in between, be like, I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. These are my natural lips, bitch.
You just said say
Stop.
nothing. She said nothing.
That's not what she was doing. She was saying, hey,
You were
this
triggered
is
by the fact that this woman said that her feelings are hurt with the way people talk about her.
Honest, I mean,
And now when she's trying to dissolve that thing that everybody said was so fake, now she looks too old. You can't win.
I think that's just karma, but whatever.
Karma? Oh God, what did she do to deserve bad karma?
I mean, honestly, I
Get
think
lip
it's
fillers?
also. I also blame the mother too. I'm like, if she
You
was
should
under
blame-
18,
You should blame our society. What she
Yes,
grew up
absolutely.
in. What she also grew up in.
yes, absolutely. I will
She
say
is not the
society
start of it.
is a part of it because because I did remember in the reunion, which I did actually watch the reunion, where she talked about how the whole reason why she had her lips done was because she was with some guy
Self-conscious.
who made a comment about her lips and that made her self-conscious, and her mother's first instinct was, oh my God, we should make a lip kit after him because he just made you $1 billion, instead of comforting her child who clearly has. And she started
enough. $1 billion to comfort me.
Janice, seriously, Janice.
I'm telling you right now, I'm self-conscious about plenty of things. If I could capitalize it and make $1 billion off of it, I would.
I just find it funny that based on those insecurities, her mother's first instinct was, how do I profit off of this, instead of comforting her child?
Well, how do you know she didn't comfort her child?
Because on the show,
On the show, that's everything.
on the reunion, she's opening up, expressing this. Cause she said that, this is something I didn't have admitted to anyone, is that this is why I'm so self-conscious about my lips, because I was kissing somebody and they commented on my lips being too thin. And that's what made her self-conscious and what made her go through the lengths that she went through to make her lips bigger. And instead of her mother saying, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry for you, that's awful, you're perfect the way you are, there's nothing wrong with you, her mother's first instinct was like, well, damn, let's go ahead and pat the guy who gave you the complex by making such a awful comment to you. Let's pat him on the back and name a lip kit after him and be so thankful to him.
Let's
that
be
your
clear.
your trauma, your emotional, baggage, that's not a concern.
Let's also be clear,
we
we
just
actually
made $1
have
billion.
no idea what her first reaction was to that. We don't know that was her first instinct. That was just the instinct for the show.
Okay, I guess I would assume
I don't
Chris
know, all
would have.
those kids. I
she was
think
crying.
When I think it comes to Hollywood, as far as parents go, as much as they talk about Kris Kardashian, I see a lot of celebrities abandon their parents for not treating them a certain way. None of her kids have anything bad to say about Kris. They all say she's a great mother. So I feel like if you have 6 kids and all of them don't have say that you're a good mom, especially in the Hollywood light.
Janice.
Pretty good.
Now, I will have to say this. What little I've watched with the Kardashians, I've seen Khloe multiple times call it her mother and call her out on that stuff that she's done that she did not like.
Like a normal mom, like a normal child and mother, not like you're a horrible mother and I don't want anything to do with you, like a lot of celebrity parents have.
Honest. I felt like we're talking all the time. Michael, what do you... Let's go back to you.
I don't watch the show, but I certainly don't have anything I don't have ill wishes towards them. And not that you do, I'm just saying I don't. I just feel, I think what Jillian is saying, I think what you're saying is spot on in terms of the illusion of something, but I don't think it's their fault. I think they're just a product of our society, and I think everyone sells an illusion. Paris Hilton sells an illusion. Why don't we come
Changed
down?
her voice,
Why
yeah.
don't
Admittedly so.
why don't we attack her as much as we attack the Kardashians? You know, I actually like Paris Hilton.
I think the Kardashians just an easy target.
Yeah.
They're just an easy target.
I
don't think anything they're doing is different from what Hollywood represents.
Yeah, and this is not just limited to the Kardashians, because we were talking about how even now on TikTok and social media, a lot of people's TikTok feeds or videos they post on TikTok, that people are presenting an illusion. They're fake life. I'm not a big fan of the family and mommy vloggers, because most of the times they're putting up this perfect picture of perfect family, which I know no one has the perfect family. We all have issues within our family. There's no such thing as a perfect family, but that's what they present to society. And unfortunately, a lot of people see those images, and that's the only thing that they're presenting, and then they'll be like, well, damn, my family's I can't. There's nothing these people can show you or sell you that's going to make your family like that, because that's what they're selling you is not even
the truth.
Exactly.
And so you're thinking, well, I'm doing what she's doing. Why is I'm not ending up with her results? Just because she's not giving you the 100% result. She's just giving you literally a small. It's like you're looking through a peephole.
Well, and it's edited, and it's only film certain. I have a choice to film what parts of my life I want to. If it doesn't look exactly the way I want it to, I'm gonna just cut it out.
Exactly.
Like that didn't even happen. Like, vlogs are vlogs. It's a day in a life, but you're not seeing everything.
Exactly. Yeah.
You're only seeing what people are curating for you.
Correct.
Yeah.
And for me, and because I'm on social media all the time, just so I don't have a complex within myself, I do whatever these people are showing me. I'm looking, it's like looking through a peephole. I'm not seeing the full picture, because when you look through a peephole in someone's door, it's even when you see that, you're seeing a distorted view. You can see some things, but it's still, what you see is still distorted.
True.
So I guess for me, I can use people like that, like people I follow. I try and curate my feed as much as possible to people who I feel align with my values. But also I use them as inspiration, not necessarily I want to go through and imitate them, because I want to take what I see and use that as inspiration to what I want to do in my life, not necessarily want to copy them word for word, bar for bar, or anything like that. So I think that's how I want to approach when it comes to social media. And I feel like if people were more honest, hey, this is just a small snippet of my life. This is not my life 24/7, 7 days a week. Because right now, I think, and another thing I think we discussed, the ballerina farm, that whole drama that we saw that on TikTok, where I think Daily Mail did an article, or the Times did an article about where they went and interviewed the actual creator behind Ballerina Farm on TikTok. And they're like, okay, behind the scenes, what they portray on TikTok versus what I saw behind the scenes is two totally different things.
I don't know what Ballerina Farm is.
I don't either.
Okay, so Ballerina Farm, she lives in, I believe, Utah. She's Mormon. Her husband is the heir to the JetBlue. Her father-in-law is the founder and CEO, or founder. I don't know if he's the CEO right now.
What's the name of it on
social media?
Yeah, is it Ballerina? What did you call it? Ballerina what?
Her TikTok handle is Ballerina Farm, and so she was a former ballerina. She got married, and I think she just had their 8th child. And they live on a farm, and how she portrays herself online is that everything at home is made from scratch, down to their apple juice, their grape juice, cheese, everything is made. So they have goats, cows, all these animals on the farm, chickens or whatever, and everything is made from scratch.
I think for me, and we need to move on to the other parts of it, but with the social media part of it, when it comes to that, I do feel like us as consumers, we have to be able to manage our consumption of it.
Agreed.
Right? Yeah. And because it's not going to change. You're not going to all of a sudden, well, I want to show you the bad parts. Nobody wants to show the bad parts of their lives. Who wants to go online and say, let me highlight all the bad shit? the whole point is they want to live in the happy moments, right?
Yeah,
They
true.
want to, or sometimes it's they're wanting to create this life for themselves and they're forced it. I mean,
True.
You know what I mean? Like, so I feel like when it comes to that kind of stuff, including the Kardashians and the reality TV stars, we also have to take it with a grain of salt. And like, that is a part of, you know, how we raise our kids and things like that and how society, like, cause
I mean,
you're not gonna be able to stop it.
I think not even just reality TV, as someone who's worked in banking and now I work in collections, working in banking and now working in collections, I have learned that not to be envious of anything that anyone has, because you do not know how they got it or how they're struggling to keep it.
Yeah.
And so I have learned that I'm not going to try and keep up with the Joneses. I'm just going to live within my means, do the best I can, because there's a lot of people out there who they may be driving the nice car. And there's plenty of people where I've had to
shack, honey.
Right.
yeah,
It's
pulling up
true.
to a shack, or they're in that nice car, and guess what?
Pulling up to a hotel.
I'm on the phone calling them. They had the luxury car, calling them. Hey, you're 30 days past due. When we're gonna get that payment? I don't know. So I guess for me, I think living in reality and seeing like the dirty nitty gritty. There's plenty of people out there who are in really nice homes, $1 million homes, and they're struggling to make their mortgage payments.
Yeah.
So for me, and there's plenty, and it's every tax bracket. There's people who make lots of money, 6 figures plus a year, and they're struggling to pay their bills. Like Biggie said, more money, more problems. So I've learned that the things that you see, I've learned not to be envious and just be appreciative of what I have. I strive to have more and have a better, easier life. Absolutely. But I'm going to enjoy my comfort, because I know right now what I can do right now. I'm in my comfort zone as far as being able to afford the life that I have. I'm not going to stretch myself past the limits trying to achieve something that I'm not quite there yet.
Yeah,
And so,
well said.
and this is anybody's life. You don't know what's going on behind closed doors.
Yeah,
So
of course.
whether it's on TV, on social media, or your next door neighbor, because you never know what's going on in your next door
I
neighbor's
say
life either.
run your race. Don't try
Exactly.
to run somebody else's race. Run your race.
Yeah.
Look forward. You know, they always say you look to the left or right of you. That's when you slow down. Just keep running.
Yeah.
And your path. Don't worry about what's going on in your peripherals, right?
Yeah.
Reality. So we talked. So that's basically, I feel like social media, like celebrities, lifestyle. We all know that's, you know, it is what it is. But you know, aspiring to be like that, it's just like almost like a you're always running towards that race. So
Yeah.
but now there's competition shows. So I know that's Michael's forte when it comes to reality TV.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is one of them is RuPaul's Drag Race,
Yes.
and then America's Next Top Model is his
Yes.
other favorite one.
Yes.
What's the other one? Project Runway? Is that another one?
I was never really a Project Runway fan. I know a lot of people love it, and they've told me, "Oh,
Yeah,
you would love
people
it,"
love it.
but
Yeah.
I've never seen an episode. I've never watched
Yeah.
any of it.
Never?
I've seen a
clips.
couple episodes. The only designer on there that I felt like really made it was Kristen Soriano.
Oh yeah, he was.
And his designs were gorgeous.
Yeah, he's very successful.
One day, I'll have one of his designs.
But so how much do you think on the reality competition shows is real? Do you think those are like rigged for like winners?
Well, in terms of RuPaul's Drag Race, I have a friend that was on season 1 and was able to tell me quite a bit of the tea. So allegedly, I mean, who knows if it's been on for a long time. We're now we're in season. There's All Stars 9. It was just All Stars, and then there are 16 seasons.
That is a lot of
it's a lot
seasons.
of
Is it more than one per
No,
year?
one per year.
Oh, wow.
Oh, dang,
It's
they're-
been
Been going a while.
Shoot, that's as
Yeah.
long as Grey's Anatomy.
Because
Shit.
American Idol has a ton more, but they used to have like 2 seasons
a year.
Yeah.
a year. Yeah.
Who still listens to American Idol?
I think some people do. Yeah, they
Can't
do.
believe they brought it back.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah.
But with RuPaul's Drag Race, it's heavily edited. So someone, for example, will say, like you'll say something and I won't laugh, but it's because I was talking to someone else and I wouldn't be laughing. But they'll pan to me not laughing at something you said, and then they'll play this little like rattlesnake sound, like, which is supposed to be like look how he just read her, like he doesn't think she's funny but it's like you took a clip that
From
was
another-
not related to that, and then you made it seem like you were specifically not laughing at something.
Yeah,
she
I do
said.
think they do that, like cut certain things to make people look a certain way.
Sure, and there's always a villain. There's always a villain edit, and those are oftentimes the ones on Instagram that are like, "I got the villain edit clearly. I didn't mean it that way." But RuPaul says, "You said it. It was on TV. We have proof of it. We did nothing. You said what you said. You did what you did."
Well, I think
period.
they should, in rules, like he should do that. Like go ahead and defend yourself, because I do think that does happen a lot with TV.
Yeah.
Or reality TV
The
is that
villain
where they edit people, because even like this girl from Vanderpump Rules, she straight like the producer actually got fired because she said she purposely edited her bad.
Well, then
Damn.
She got fired from the show.
The producer? Oh.
Yep. Because she's straight up said, because she did make her look really bad that season. Like at one point, and that's what I'm saying, the edit was so bad. So basically, she's sitting next to her friend's little brother, which is like 15, 16. She's a grown woman, obviously. She's a single grown woman. I'm telling you, she's like 36, 37. So obviously, it's like you're definitely spinning this narrative of her
Okay, and
spinster.
I'm sorry. Which one is it?
Her name's Sheena on the show. Vanderpump Rules.
Vanderpump Rules. Okay.
Yeah, so they're definitely trying to do the spinster. She's so lonely. She's so desperate for a man. Edit. And so she's talking to this little boy, just like, "Oh, so do you have a girlfriend?" Like normal shit you would ask a high schooler.
Yeah.
You know, especially somebody's little brother. Like, "Oh, any girls are you talking to? You're so
what are you
handsome."
supposed to say? Yeah.
And then so the way they edited it, it made it look like she was totally hitting on this little boy.
Oh
I was
my
like, "Y'all are
God.
horrible."
That's
And I was
messed
like,
up.
and then it was that season that she was just like, yeah, she purposely gave her a bad edit. I was like, because it was so obvious to me. I was like, you're obviously editing this to make it look like she's talking to this little boy.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And I was like, that's a really
that's a
harsh
really
edit.
Messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's already horrible that you guys are editing her to make her seem like she's just so desperate for a man.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure she was lonely, and sure she was, like, because she had just broken up. She had just gotten a divorce and then broken up with a guy she was in love with. So I'm sure she was a bit, like, coming off a little desperate. But you guys really made her look bad.
They made her seem like a pedophile.
And that's what I'm saying. It's a horrible edit. Like, why would you go that far? It was bad enough that y'all were making her look so desperate.
Another thing on RuPaul's Drag Race is RuPaul is known for having a very expressive face and will show you what she thinks. I say she in drag. What she thinks based on her face. There's no hiding. And sometimes in order to get for it to be spicy, she'll intentionally, like, someone will do it. They have different competitions that they have to do. And one of the things they have to do every season is a stand-up set. So they get up there on the stage and do stand-up for a live audience.
Oh.
And if RuPaul doesn't laugh, they're probably going home that episode. So she might have it in her mind, I think it's time for, her to go. So-and-so to go home. So she'll, no matter how good she is, but they'll make it look, she'll purposely be like, not laughing at all. And it's like, that was actually funny.
And then the audience is going to be like, oh, we're going to go with Rue.
Exactly. That's my point, is that the audience
have
is
influence.
Like, so you have, if she's not laughing, and then she'll laugh at other things which are not funny, and I'm like, I didn't think that was funny at all. But she's like laughing.
Like,
she has favorites. And that's what
does.
it is. She has people that she's like, oh, they're going to be in the finale. She even admitted it once in an interview. Well, she didn't say this verbatim. I'm paraphrasing, so everything.
Careful.
But she alluded to.
Rue will come for you.
I know. She really
She would.
She basically hinted at kind of having a sense of who's going to make it to the end before, based on their personality. She's like, I can always tell. She's not like it's rigged. I'm not saying that.
More so
but
like,
just
hey,
So how
I
does-
know what people are looking for because
this person
this
has
is
it.
my show, and I know what we were looking for, and you have it. And yeah, it probably means
So
it like that.
how
in
does that
sense.
work with RuPaul's? Is it strictly a judge panel like on Next America's Next Top Model, or is it
Yes.
more like a American Idol, people call in and vote?
No, it's all RuPaul and the judges. Michelle Visage.
yeah, so
Carson
then-
Carson Kressley.
You have a lot of influence
Carson.
over it.
Ross Matthews.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ross. Okay.
Yeah, these are all
the guy
judges.
from he used to
With the
see-
voice.
He used to be on
Drew Barrymore
Late
show.
Night,
Yes.
The
correct.
Tonight Show.
Yes, he was
Ross
on
the
there.
intern.
Yes. Him. He's one of the judges. So no, it's all based off of the judges and what they have to say. And sometimes I can tell they're just going by Ru. Like RuPaul even said that she kept a girl for a finalist because he's a really good-looking boy, and she knew that he would be very popular with gays because he's a white male twink, very handsome.
Not twink.
Yeah, twink. And so they kept him literally until the very end. I'm not going to say the name of the person because I don't want to insult if anyone ever hears this. But
Did they win?
No, they were a finalist, top 3.
Okay.
But
I'm sure people who watch know.
Right. Pearl. And so it said that they kept Pearl to the very end because of how she looks as a boy. I mean, there's an audio of RuPaul saying it on her on her podcast. She said, "I knew she'd be a popular character, and so I kept her." And
I mean, she did it for her show, honey.
She did it for her show. She knows she's a businesswoman.
She's a businesswoman.
So,
and that's the thing. I think that's what happens with the competition shows a lot of times. So
favoritism.
Yeah, it happens.
And who's good for TV?
Like that's why I think the ones that like especially when it's more so like the audience voting, I think that's more fair.
Right.
Than when it's like a panel of people because you
Well,
don't know what their objection is.
Exactly.
You know, with the producers or all that, and then they have influence over those people.
Of
Yeah.
course.
You know, they don't have free reign, you know. So I like it better when even though I say the call in and vote in, but even then you don't know.
That's true.
That's
too.
true. You never know if that's actually true.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. The whole point of this whole thing is you never know what's real.
Yeah.
Now
sure
when it
don't.
comes to like Hollywood and
TV.
you know, TV and movies, you just never know.
And so many people on America's Next Top Model, the contestants have said that Tyra Banks is a huge bitch.
I hear
Yes.
that too.
And that she literally would
Bullied
not talk to
them.
them, bullied
Yeah.
them, or she would ignore them. Like she wouldn't even address them.
Now, see, okay, so that I'm like,
People,
you know,
several people have come out.
pull your panties
and-
up. Come on, put your big girl panties on. Because I'm like,
She's giving you this opportunity.
she's a celebrity. This is her show. She's giving you this platform.
Yeah.
Does she have time to be like, hi, how are you? What are you doing?
Tell me
Like,
about Oklahoma.
she's the executive producer. She's the creator. She's making all the decisions. So maybe she doesn't have time to be all warm and fuzzy. So I'm like, okay. But I'm not going to lie because I'm just like, of course she's a black woman.
Yeah,
Right.
but
She's
lots
doing-
of people have
she a
come
bitch.
out.
A lot of
and
people have come out.
But a lot
come
of people
out.
have. And to be fair, I bet she is a bit of a bitch.
Yeah.
I bet she is.
But you're not wrong. Like,
Yeah.
pull up your laces.
Like, you know, because I mean, I work in the corporate world. I've had plenty of bosses where they were the nicest.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, their job is not to be nice to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Their
don't
job
think-
is to tell me what to do. I'm supposed to get it done.
effective
and I'm supposed to hit numbers. Like, their job is not to make me feel warm and fuzzy.
Exactly. And I think
And-
that's what a lot of these
I
models.
think, but I think you
Especially
can,
the higher you get. Like, my direct manager, maybe. Right?
Yeah.
But when we start getting to, like, VP levels, CEO level, CFO level, like, they're
Like-
C-suite. They don't have time to be, hi.
yeah.
No,
How are you?
Janice, but I think there's a difference between being strict or having high standards and wanting people to meet them and not being super friendly and being a bully. There is a
Abusive.
difference.
But,
being
I mean, but there-
abusive.
but-
you can
No, I
do
get-
that.
I know,
and
I
not
get that,
Be
but
abusive.
You can. I'm just saying that that's everywhere. There are going to be some bullies at work.
Yeah, but you should call them out.
Tyra apparently.
You should
would-
be able
That's
to call.
just the world. I don't
Yeah,
know.
and
Plenty
yeah,
of
those
bully
bullies.
bosses.
Yeah,
No,
those,
you quit.
Those bullies.
That's what you do. You quit.
Need to
You
be
don't wanna
called
work there
out.
no more.
Those bullies need to be called out because really, honestly, those bullies shouldn't be having jobs. Period.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, those bullies shouldn't be rewarded. Why should you quit? They should be fired.
A lot of people.
Yeah, a lot of bullies get rewarded. Why? Because
Right.
you're afraid of them.
Look at Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah,
for
there's
so
a
long.
yeah, for so
Yeah.
long. The reason why he was in this position is because instead of you went after the victims instead of going after the bully.
Absolutely. Yeah. Which is it's a. I'm
Well, to
certainly
be
not comparing
clear,
them.
when I was talking about bosses I've had in the
Of
past,
course.
nothing to do with sexual anything.
Of course.
No,
Like
we all
no, like no physical abuse, no
Yeah.
verbal abuse. Nobody was yelling at me.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm like, they weren't like, they were just to
Business.
the
All-
business.
yeah.
Yeah,
And that's it.
I don't mind bosses that are straight to the business. I need X, Y, and Z done by X time. But we ain't got to be.
Yeah,
keep-
set your
keep- keep-
expectations. I like that.
I don't. Let me know what I need to do. I'll come and I'll perform my job and move on. We ain't got to be friends. We ain't got to kiki.
Yeah.
I have nothing in that.
We ain't gotta kiki
but
kaka.
when you get, there's people out there who are vicious.
That's true.
With it. They were just like, I need X, Y, and Z by in the next 30
I do
seconds.
think the whole silent
Wait,
treatment thing is
Hold up,
crazy.
30 seconds. That's not enough time to do every X, Y, and Z. And you tell them that, and all of a sudden they're, I need this done now. And
Yeah.
Relax.
Yeah.
I'm giving you, I need you to grip reality, touch grass. That's not possible in the time frame that you're asking for.
Yeah.
So that's so funny because, I don't know if I said it, but I recently got another job. So I'm no longer at the last company I was at. And I'm telling you, it's just like night and day, honey. Like some direction and just some like realistic goals. I don't like being somewhere where you don't give me realistic accomplishments and goals to hit, because I will hit those goals. But if you don't have any type of metrics, KPIs, how you got to that closing percentage, conversion rates, how you're even getting to these goals, you're just throwing out a number. You have no earthly idea if this number is even attainable. And when I go back and I do the smart work on it, it's not attainable. It's not even based off of the number. Like, that's what I'm saying. You're not based on the number of people you have, their production, their normal goals, nothing. So it's just crazy to me. But that's sorry. Moving on. But yeah, I don't know. We don't have a lot of time. We don't have a lot of time left. So we'll get more so to the closing comments. But I know one thing I was going to point out is dating shows and reality shows. Ugh. I would love to be on one. I'm not going to lie. But but mostly just because I'd want more opportunity to meet people I would never have an opportunity to meet.
Would you do The Bachelorette?
No.
Really?
Would I do The Bachelor? Yes.
Oh, okay.
You would want to be one of 50.
Yeah,
whatever.
I just want to be a contestant. Yeah, I don't want to be like the main one trying to figure out which guy I want.
Oh, okay.
That's a lot of
That's
pressure.
a lot of pressure. Yeah.
That's
Especially,
a lot.
speaking of bachelorettes, so
And I probably like all of them.
I guess the first black bachelorette, Lindsay.
She got a divorce. She's getting a divorce.
She's getting a divorce. Yeah, she has to pay her soon-to-be ex-husband, I think.
I don't know what I believe in
A
that
shit ton of
situation.
money
I hear that
every
like
month.
he wanted kids and she doesn't want to do that right now. And he's like, if you're not gonna move on to that part of life with me, which is I think what they agreed upon. But I don't know. I can't.
I don't know.
I can't go into it because
She's
I don't know
silent.
enough.
She's like, anything that she comments on is going to be through court documents. But I kind of sucks. I'm like, first of all, girl, you're a lawyer. How the hell did she not have a prenup?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
She was in love.
She was, I guess so. Especially if you met somebody in a reality TV show.
Yeah.
I'm going to need that.
For real,
prenup.
because you never know if they're there for the right reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
true.
would say with reality TV, with dating shows, that would be my biggest concern is, are you there for the right reasons? Which is why I actually wouldn't mind doing a show like Married at First Sight.
Oh, really?
I mean, maybe that's what I need, though. Not concentrate so much on the looks.
So an arranged marriage? Okay.
I mean, it would be rough, though, because I know if I'm not attracted to you, I'm not going to, I don't know.
That's just it.
I don't know. But I haven't seen them do anything too crazy. Like, they're not, like, giving you, like, these men who have never, like, touched a woman. Like,
Yeah.
you know, just,
No ochres underneath the
yeah,
bridge.
I haven't seen anything like that. Like, the men I've seen have been relatively attractive. They're not supermodels, but, I'm not a supermodel, so.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes to some people I am. But yeah, so okay, wrapping up on our last thoughts then. Reality TV, reality in general, social media in general. My take on it is really just, live your most authentic life. Do you I do think a lot of stuff like that with reality is inspiring too. It can be inspiring, but just don't let it overtake you in the sense that, if you don't look or act a certain way, you're just not good enough. Like, that's not what you should use it for. I say use it for more of a, hey, that girl's working out every day this week. I want to work out every day this week.
Self-improvement.
Yeah, use it as a self-improvement thing. Like, I do like the way her hair looks. I want to try something like that with my hair.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but not necessarily like having to live up to a certain standard.
Exactly.
Live to your standards, but allow those things to, propel you and motivate you, but not to bring you down.
And define you.
And define you, because
Yeah.
it's not, you've no idea what those people are
Exactly.
actually doing, going through, experiencing, because they're only showing you what they want.
Snippet. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well said.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. I think when it comes to social media, or if it's reality TV, it's the Kardashians, Real Housewives, whatever million and 1,001 reality TV shows, whether it's those real estate people that, selling LA's New York,
I think
London,
more
whatever.
Passionate. They're just passionate about it.
Yeah, so I think that we can use, because I feel like in real life, I don't think a lot of, especially millennials and younger, we don't have a lot of mentors, real mentors in our lives. I think sometimes we look to social media and reality TV shows to kind of guide us and hey, I want that life. That's aspirational. I want to achieve that. I think, but also as much as those can be aspirational, I think also there has to be grounded in reality as well. So I feel like sometimes you have to come back to your own real life. And if, hey, I want to do this X, Y, and Z, I think you can use that as inspiration, but also put your own twist on it so that it is tailored to your own goals. Just because someone did X, Y, and Z to get this particular body doesn't necessarily mean that, A, you're meant to have that body or meant to have that career or meant to have that house or meant to have, be married with 6 kids or whatever. I think it's good to look at, aspirational, but we can take what we see from those people, put our own
lives.
To put our own twist on it and customize it to what we truly want. And I feel like we can grab from lots of different places and take inspiration from lots of different places, but we don't need to be copying someone word for word, bar for bar, and thinking, hey, once I've done all this, I will have what that person has. And because I think most of the time you'll end up getting disappointed.
I think when you're doing things, you just don't make it transactional. It shouldn't be like, you're not supposed to be doing something like a workout is not supposed to be instant gratification, not for a takeaway necessarily that day. It's a gradual growth.
It's an agreement with yourself.
Right.
Exactly.
If you're doing something just so you can get this in return, then it's probably not going to happen for you the way you're thinking it is.
I agree completely.
Because I think, and just to Jillian's point real quick, is what you said, like, that our generation didn't really have mentors. I feel like we did have mentors. We just didn't express our feelings very well. We never talked about feelings growing up and things like that. So seeing those kind of things on social media do kind of get to our psyche, I think, a little bit more. And I think we're just now kind of getting into that point where we are talking about it to where it's not affecting us as much. Because I think, Gen Z does a very good job. They are who they are.
Yeah.
They really are.
I think they are owning it a little bit more. They are. But I think also every generation learns from the mistake of the prior generation as well. So I think we always get better.
Yeah, I agree.
Further on,
that's the goal.
Here we go. Yeah.
All right, Michael, what are your final thoughts?
My final thoughts.
Reality discussion.
I've never really been into reality TV for a host of reasons, but I respect people that are into it. I'm into things that other people are not into, so we all have our things. I will say that the competition shows are what drive me. And in terms of how much of it is staged, I really don't know, because I don't watch Real Housewives or any of those shows. So I think quite a bit of it is staged with specifically Real Housewives.
What do you think about, so to speak to more what you deal with, what do you think about with the like social media reality?
I think, and I'm guilty of this too. We're all guilty of depicting a small slice of something of our lives. Sometimes it's not even authentic. I've been guilty of like feeling really shitty one day and just posting like, I'm at this place and making it look like I'm having a great time, but really like I'm having a really hard emotional day.
Really?
But the optics of it is like, oh, he's out with friends, he's out. It's like, yeah, I'm out with friends because I'm miserable. Like
I'm trying to make myself not feel what I'm feeling and address that part.
But of course, I don't need to advertise that part. I'm just advertising. Look at me, I'm out having fun.
It's like, don't anybody question me. I'm fine.
And someone at work was like, "You had fun this weekend," and I was like, "I mean, I guess I went out."
You're like, actually, the moment I went out, that's how I knew I was like going through like something for a while there, because I would go out just because I feel like I should.
Yeah,
but I would be just waiting to go home.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I know it too well.
I'm like ready to go. Like as soon as I get like literally getting ready, I'm thinking I just had to do a couple more hours and I get to come back home
and be by yourself.
And be by myself.
Yeah, and not have to pretend. Not that you do, but we all.
I definitely do. Yeah, I mean, especially with certain people, like they expect a certain Janice.
Right.
And sometimes I'm not in the mood to put on a show.
Amen. I'm telling you, it's exhausting. So that's my take.
Hello.
Yeah. Amen. Hallelujah.
Yeah. I think we all kind of fake the funk a little bit, just
just to get through the day. Because if we didn't, how exhausting would that be?
Yeah.
I'm not the type. I'm sad. I'm
not
sad.
either.
I'm
Yeah.
sad.
I make fun of my depression. Like I talk about it and like make fun of it because it's stupid.
Self-deprecating.
It is, yeah, because that's you. It gives it. I take the power.
Yeah,
instead
that's
of
how I
letting it have
am.
the power, you
Well, what is it? My boss has been telling, I've been going through some things, and my boss keeps saying, every time you say I'm fine, your pitch goes up and you look over. I'm like, I'm fine. She's just like, so I don't think you're fine, but we'll talk about it later. I'm like, okay. All right.
But see, you can make light of it, and that's the important
but
part.
it helps me know, like, okay, so you can see that I'm bullshitting. You didn't judge me. You're not forcing me to talk about anything right now.
Exactly.
But you want to know. I know you're not fine.
They care about you.
You're
enough
not
to-
fine.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna let you keep saying you're fine for now.
If you need that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Whatever
For
you
now.
If that makes
Right.
you feel better, yeah.
Need. Right.
Yeah, for now. Like eventually we're gonna talk about it type thing. But anyways, guys, so yeah, I think that was a good topic. I think it's always good to kind of always go back and have a refresher on, what we see and perceive on reality or TV or social media is definitely not always our reality or their reality. So let's just remember that. Let's stay positive, and in the light of coming events and the election, let's stay positive. And let's just try to be the best us, individuals we can be. And I hope you guys have a great week this week, and we'll talk to you next week.
Talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.
And that's a wrap on the latest episode of Let Me Finish. Thank you guys for joining us for another week and listening to the latest episode. Don't forget, go like, share, and subscribe on your favorite platforms. And you guys can also follow us and see us on different platforms. I am on Instagram, and that's going to be Uniquely Janice. And then I'll also be on TikTok, Janice H, GENICEH. Michael, where can they find you?
I'm only on Instagram, and it's Kasra Salimi. And by Kasra Salimi, I mean Kasra Writes, because I changed it and I just forgot. So it's KASRA Writes, WRITES.
Yes. Jillian, where can we find you?
Instagram as well, and it's New Jillian Who Dis.
New Jillian Who Dis. All right. Well, we will talk to you guys later. Bye.
Bye.